don't know about you guys, but many of us would be willing to give up their average childhood at a young age to be able to pursue something for the rest of their lives that they're very passionate about. And that's what I'm about to talk to you about today, is my passion for motocross and the drive that it takes from people at a young age to be able to be successful in this. So at about 5 years old, as these guys behind me here, they have to sacrifice their average childhood of playing with their friends and other things along those lines and able to pursue their passion and their sport full-heartedly and with 100% of them. But it's kind of hard at that age to even make up a decision like that. You don't even realize that you're doing it. You just do it. But like Chris Aldridge said once, who's a professional motocross rider today, is I'm sacrificing an average life to live an extraordinary lifestyle. And that's pretty much true to what this sport is. But at 5 years old, you don't really realize it. So then you jump up to the Super Mini 85 class, which is about your middle school age. That's when you really start to catch on to what you're doing and how it really affects your future here within the sport and within your career. And at that point, you're about to drop out of middle school, and you're going to have to do it online, or your parents are going to have to homeschool you because you're traveling across the country from coast to coast, hitting race to race every weekend. You're going to hit a different race throughout each region of the country. In order to be successful, though, you have to be successful at each race. You can't just go to them, obviously. But if you do that, that's when you're going to pick up your sponsors that are your important sponsors throughout your career. And that's going to set you up to go up to the professional ranks, because those teams, they're out there looking for someone with a spark in them, with the drive in them, and with the speed in them to be able to groom them up to be a professional. And that way they have the best riders on their team when the professionals become professionals. And Dr. Jeff Spencer once said that motocross is one of the hardest sports because it's the perfect combination of man and machine, which is true, because car racing is a little more car than man, bike racing a little more man than machine. But with that being said, that's what makes it such a tough sport and makes it so dangerous. Going through the ranks of my racing days, I've seen people die from incidents, I've seen people break arms, I've broken bones and torn ligaments and so on and so forth. But with the passion that we have, we're always ready to get back on the bike. Obviously, as long as we don't die. But if we break something, we always want to get back on the bike. But even with that being said, it does set you back a little bit because you have a regrouping period. And as you're traveling across the country, let's say you tear a knee, you got to figure out how to do rehab as you're traveling from race to race, still trying to make all the different races in your schoolwork, which is a little bit tough on someone that's about 12 years old, as behind me in this picture. But then let's make the jump to the professional ranks here. When you jump up to the pros, which has happened many times too with people, is they were really successful in the amateurs, but they get to the professionals and they choke. And that's because you're coming out from amateur races, which is a bunch of people that's your age, they're all racing for the same thing, but there isn't too much on the line. But you jump up to the professionals and you're racing in front of thousands of people and everything's on the line. Your career, you didn't go to school because you wanted to do this, so if something happens and something goes wrong and these sponsors drop you, your career's on the line and you could be ending up working for someone doing some random job because you messed up in your professional career. But with that being said, if you go out there and you do everything that you knew how to do before and you don't choke, it is a very rewarding, successful career, as you can see these guys behind me and on the podium here with all these trophies and different championships have been able to achieve. And now that I've spoke to you about basically the career path of motocross, I hope that's kind of sparked your interest a little bit along the lines of motocross and shown you what it really takes to make it all the way in motocross, because some people don't understand that. Thank you.